Okay, so punta tayo sa next topic. So, ito yung pinaka-heart ng thermodynamics, no? So, dito lahat umiikot, okay? So, and that is heat. Okay, so when we say heat, so that's energy in transfer. So in transfer between a thermodynamic system and its surroundings. Okay, so take note po dito, nagaganap yung pagpasa-pasa ng heat. Okay, so we have your exothermic reaction and your endothermic reaction. And this is by modes other than thermodynamic work and transfer of matter. Okay, so ito yung pinaka daling definition niya. So we have the measure of warmth or coldness of an object or substance with some reference to some standard value. Okay, so take note po, may sinabi akong keyword kanina na endothermic at saka exothermic. Okay, so we have your endothermic from the word endo meaning in. Okay, in. So therefore, heat is added in the body. Okay, heat is added. Okay, so kapag naman exo from the word exothermic, so meaning out. Okay, so therefore, heat is being rejected or nawawala yung heat. Okay, so ano po ba ang pinaka evidence ng heat. Okay, so there is an increase of temperature. Okay, habang tumataas yung temperatura ng isang object or ng isang body, meron pong heat na napapasok doon. And kapag nawawala yung heat dun sa isang body, lalamig na po yan. Okay? So, yan. So take note lang rin po, okay? So sabi nga natin kanina, evident po ang ating temperature sa ating heat, okay? So there is one kind of heat um na nagpapatunay niyaan. Okay, so we have your sensible heat. So when we say sensible heat, that is refers to heat you can feel or sense. So when an object is heated, so kapag umiinit ang isang bagay, so its temperature rises at as heat is added. Okay, now the increase in heat is called your sensible heat or this is denoted as your Q. Okay, so take note po ang Q natin. So that's your sensible heat and that is equal to mCp delta T. So ano po ang mCp delta T na yan? So your M is the mass, Cp is the constant pressure specific heat, and your delta T is the change in temperature. Pero take note lang po, so when we are dealing with thermodynamics, we are dealing with your absolute temperature. Pero meron po tayong dapat tatandaan para when it comes to change in temperature. Okay, so take note po, change in temperature in degrees Celsius is equal to change in temperature in degree Kelvin. Bakit po kanyo? Okay? So when we say kasi change, that is equal to TF minus TI or final temperature minus initial temperature. So kung i-check po natin yan, so sa degree Celsius, ang gagawin lang kasi natin dyan, magpa-plus to 73. Now, TF in degree Celsius plus 273 Kelvin pa rin yan. So minus TI in degree Celsius plus 273, ang mangyayari dito is that yung 273 lang na yan, magka-cancel kasi positive dito, negative dito. Kaya yung change ng dalawa is parehas. Okay? Ganun rin sa Fahrenheit, no? So, papalitan lang ng 460 dito, plus 460, plus 460, magka-cancel rin yung dalawang yan. Kaya, we can say that the change in Fahrenheit is equal to the change in Rankine. Okay? So, now for the units of CP, or constant heat is constant pressure is specific heat. So we have your calories per gram degree Celsius. Equal rin yan sa calories per gram degree Kelvin. We have also your joule per gram degree Kelvin. Okay? So kapag nilagyan lang natin yan ng kilo dito sa taas at kilo sa baba, parang nag-multiply lang tayo ng 1,000 over 1,000, di ba? So ibig sabihin, hindi pa rin napalitan yung ano natin dito, yung units natin. So we can say this is equal. Okay? So also, we have your joule per degree Celsius gram. So kung i-ano natin yan, parang babalik rin dito, di ba? Okay, so kung lalagyan natin ng kilo, kilo dito, mag-i-equal lang rin yan dalawang yan. Okay? So equal lang sila. And also for your BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit, that is also equal to BTU per pound mass degree Rankine. Kasi nga yung change in temperature natin, parehas sila. Okay? So, pwede mo lang siyang palitan ng degree Fahrenheit and degree Rankine. Since delta is equal when it comes to degree Celsius and degree Kelvin, and also degree Fahrenheit and degree Rankine. Okay? So now, take note po of the conversions natin. So ito, kailanganin nyo to when it comes to converting English units to SI. Okay? So take note po, in 1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit, equal yan sa 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Or kung papalitan natin ng absolute, equal ulit yan. Okay, palitan nyo lang yung absolute temperature, yung ating specific heat constant. So, take note rin yung mga ano natin dito sa water, CP ng water. Take note kasi ang water ay this is a common substance, no? Okay? So, ito yung lagi natin ginagamit sa problem. Okay? So, pero kapag may ibang ginamit na substance, ibibigay naman yan sa problem. Pero dito, sa water, kailangan natin siyang i-memorize. Kasi usually, hindi yan binibigay. So, dapat alam mo yan. Okay? So, CP is equal to 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Also, 4.186 joule per gram degree Celsius. And also, 1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit. So, yan po ang ating CP ng tubig. Okay? So, siguro pwede na tayo mag-start mag-solve ng sensible heat na. So, number 21. So, how many calories are required to raise 20 kilograms of copper? So, take note po, ang tinatanong is calorie. So, meaning that's your heat energy. So, ilan daw yung heat energy na required para ma-raise yung mass or yung M natin na 20 kilograms given by your CP that is equal to 0.208 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit from 80 degrees Celsius. So, yung ating TI is 80 degrees Celsius to final temperature that is 600 degrees Celsius. Okay? So, since ang tinatanong is energy lang or heat, so we can use your sensible heat na formula since there is a change in temperature or an increase in temperature. So, Q is equal to MCP delta T. But however, dito, ang ginamit nating mass is kilograms and degrees Celsius. So, ang gagawin na lang natin sa CP natin, palitan natin ito ng mas malapit sa SI. Okay? So, sige. Meron po yung corresponding na equivalent. Okay, so in 1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit is equal to 1 calorie per gram degree Celsius. So, pwede rin natin palitan yung unit na to ng 0.208 calorie per gram degree Celsius. Okay? Since equal lang naman itong unit na to dito. Okay? So therefore, Q now is equal to 20 kilograms multiplied by 0.208 calorie per gram degree Celsius multiplied by yung ating change in temperature. So 600 minus 80 degrees Celsius. So, ano mga magka-cancel dyan? Celsius, Celsius, ano pa? Okay, so take note po, ang kilogram at saka gram, so hindi yan um, compatible. So, we need to convert. So, take note po, in 1,000 grams, that is 1 kilogram. So, that will be canceled out na. So, ang matitira na lang is the calories. So what's now your Q in calories now? So 20 times 0.208 times 600 minus 80 times 1,000. So therefore, this is now 2.163 times 10 to the 6 calorie. And this is equal to letter D. Okay, so let's have number 22. So we have a 2-pound mass of 200 degree ang Fahrenheit iron. So for example, ito siya no. So lagay natin 2-pound mass. Tapos yung initial temperature niya is 200 degree Fahrenheit. So CP, so CP is 0.1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit and i-drop down natin to sa 40 degree gallon or 40 degree Fahrenheit na tubig. Okay? Punta natin yan dyan. So what is the final temperature of the mixture in degree Fahrenheit? So take note po, whenever there are two bodies or two different bodies na magkaiba yung temperature, there will come a time na, okay, due to the transfer of heat, magpaparehas sila ng temperature. That's your thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay? So, in your thermodynamic equilibrium, your summation of heats now will be equal to zero, whether it could be endothermic or exothermic. Kasi nga, sa kanilang dalawa, yung final temperature nila mag-i-equal. So, equal yan. Okay? So therefore, ano yung mga dalawang bodies natin dito sa system? So we have your Q ng iron plus yung Q ng H2O is equal to 0. Since there is a increase or decrease in temperature, so sensible heat yung gagamitin natin. So that is now MCP delta T ng iron plus MCP delta T ng tubig is equal na yan sa 0. Okay? So, hindi sinabi dito yung CP ng water. So, kailangan natin yan ilagay. So, CP ng tubig is equal to um, 1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit. Okay? So, sige. Ano natin dito? So, yung mass ng iron natin is 2 pound mass. So multiplied by Cp ng iron that is equal to 0.1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit multiplied by the change in temperature. So since wala pa tayong TF, so leave at is, okay, so TF minus yung ating initial temperature ng iron, so that is 200 degree Fahrenheit plus yung MCP delta T ng tubig. So since wala tayong mass, meron lang tayong gallon. Okay, so this is the volume, no? So paano natin i-deal yung volume natin? Okay, so sa isang galon. Okay? So pwede natin gamitin yung density ng tubig. So since density yung kailangan merong mass doon, so yan na lang natin gamitin is 62.4. So times 62.4 pound mass per cubic feet. Okay? Pero hindi po swak yung units natin. Gallons to feet, ito, feet cube. So meron po tayong ano dito, no? Um, conversion na dapat malaman. So take note po, in 1 cubic foot, that is 7.48 gallons. Okay, parang hindi yata kasya. So ibaba ko na lang dito. Ayan. Then multiplied by Cp ng tubig. So that is now 1 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit multiplied by the change in temperature. So that is TF, hindi pa rin natin alam, minus yung initial temperature ng tubig which is 40 degree Fahrenheit. And this is now equal to 0. So tingnan natin yung mga magka-cancel dito. So pound mass, ano pa? Yung ating BTU, lahat may BTU, so pwede yung mag-cancel. Ano pa? Yung gallon, magka-cancel. Cubic feet, magka-cancel. Okay? And also yung pound mass, magka-cancel. So, ang matitira is degree Fahrenheit. So, therefore, that is your temperature na. So, shift solve lang tayo. So, retype natin siya. So, 2 times 0.1 multiplied by x minus 200 plus 1 multiplied by 62.4 times 1 over 7.48 multiplied by 1 multiplied by x minus 40 is equal to 0. So therefore, the answer is 43.75 Fahrenheit. And this is nearest to letter D. Okay? So this is for thermodynamic equilibrium. Okay? So next, number 23. So a 100-gram cube of aluminum is removed from a bath of boiling water. Okay? So i-drawing natin. So meron daw tayong cube dito na 100 grams. And this is removed from a boiling water. So therefore, yung temperature natin dito is 100 degrees Celsius. Ni-remove natin siya and drain sa isang um, bath of room temperature water at 20 degrees Celsius. Given that your mass ng tubig or volume ang nandito, no? So, volume ng tubig, that is 2 liters. Okay? So, what is the final temperature of the water and aluminum? Assuming heat loss to the surrounding is negligible. Okay, so binigay yung CP ng aluminum, ito. So that is CP is equal to 0.897 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. And syempre sa tubig naman, so in terms of kilojoule, so that is CP ng tubig is equal to 4.186 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. Okay? So, paano yan? So, hanapin natin yung final temperature. So, we will use your thermodynamic equilibrium, which is summation ng heats natin is equal to zero. Okay? So ano yung um, mga bodies natin na nasa system? So first is yung cube, no? Itong cube na to, ipapasok natin dito. So therefore, Q ng cube natin na aluminum plus Q ng tubig is equal to zero. Okay? So sige, ano na lang natin? So Q ng aluminum, that is equal to MCP delta T ng aluminum plus MCP delta T ng tubig is equal to zero. Apply natin siya. So, unahin natin yung aluminum. So, 100 grams multiplied by CP 0.897 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius multiplied by, okay, TF minus 100. So, yan yung initial kasi. Ipupunta mo yung 100 degrees Celsius na 100 grams papunta dun sa body of water natin. Okay? So, TF minus 100. So, this is degree Celsius. Okay? So, pero take note dito, hindi compatible yung gram at saka kilogram. So, we need to convert. Okay? So, multiplied by in 1 kilogram, that is 100 degree or 1,000 grams. Okay? Siguro pwede na yan. Compatible na yan. So, ano pa? So, plus, MCP delta T ng water pero ang binigay sa atin is volume, 2 liters. So, i-relate na lang natin yan sa density ng tubig, which is 1,000 kilogram. So, density ng water to, 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter. Pero hindi po compatible si liter at saka si cubic meter. So, kailangan natin yang i-convert. Okay? So, take note po, in 1 cubic meter, there are 1,000 liters. Okay? So, multiply pa natin yan sa CP ng tubig. So, 4.186 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius multiplied by change in temperature. So, final temperature nilang dalawa minus yung initial temperature ng tubig, which is 20 degrees Celsius. And this is now equal to 0. Okay? So, ano mga magka-cancel na dito? We have your grams at saka grams. Kilogram, kilogram. Okay? We have also kilojoules. Lahat ng um, ano natin dito, terms may kilojoules. So, magka-cancel rin yan. Okay, ano pa? Okay, liter, liter, cubic meter, cubic meter. Then kilogram, kilogram. So matitira is degree Celsius, which is the unit for temperature. So type lang natin. So 100 times 0.897. Tama ba ako? Okay. So multiplied by x minus 100 multiplied by 1 over 1,000 plus 2 times 1,000 divided by 1,000 multiplied by 4.186 multiplied by x minus 20. And this is now equal to 0. And this is now equal to 20.84 or 85 na sabihin mo. 20.85 degree Celsius. And this is letter A. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa next topic. So, which is your latent heat. Okay? So, whenever there is a change in phase, so that's latent heat naman. So, this is the second type of, ano no, um, heat natin. So, latent heat is the energy transferred in a process without the change of temperature. So, walang change ng temperature, pero merong phase change. Okay? Pero may phase change. So, from solid naging liquid, from liquid naging gas, and solid to gas. So, pwede rin yun. So, both sensible and latent heats are observed in many process of the transfer of energy in nature. And your latent heat is denoted as your QL. Okay? And your QL is equal to M times H. Okay? So, ano yung M natin? That's the mass. And your H natin is the heat of any change in phase. Okay? Okay? Heat in change in phase. Okay? So, ito yung mga change natin ng matter, changes of matter. So, from solid to liquid, that is fusion or melting. From liquid to gas, so this is vaporization. So, kung babalik na rin natin, yan. So, from gas to liquid, liquefaction. So, pag ganyan. Okay? Or sometimes this liquefaction is what we call your condensation. Okay? And from liquid to solid, so this is solidification. Okay? We have also solid to gas. So wala na siyang liquid na stage. So diretso siya sa sa gas, that is sublimation. And we have also from gas to solid, wala na siyang liquid phase. So that's deposition. Okay? Ayan. So take note lang po. Okay? So for ice to steam, okay? So from ice, magiging tubig, then papuntang steam, or this is the gaseous state of water. So this is vapor, no? Okay? Ayan. So meron at meron niyang sensible heat at latent heat. Okay? So sensible heat may change in temperature, marireach yung freezing point or yung boiling point. So meron rin tayong latent heat dyan. Okay? So take note po yung heat of fusion natin ng tubig. Paki-take note ito. So heat of fusion ng tubig, so that is now 80 calorie per gram, or that is equal to 144 BTU per pound mass, or that is equal to um 3,000, or hindi, 334 I should say. 334 kilojoule per kilogram. And this is also your heat of melting. Okay, melting or fusion. Alin man sa dalawa, parehas lang. Okay? So, we have also the heat of vaporization. So, from liquid to gas. Okay? So, this is in water. Paki-memorize ito. So, yung heat of vaporization ng tubig, so that is equal to 540 calorie per gram, 970 BTU per pound mass, and 2,257 kilojoule per kilogram. Also, okay, so since meron na tayong change in phase dito, meron rin tayong specific heats for sensible heat ng ice at saka steam. Okay? So, yung sensible heat naman po, that's your constant pressure specific heat naman for the ice and the steam. So, that is 0.5 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit, or that is 2.09 joule per gram degree Kelvin, or pwede rin tong joule per gram degree Celsius. since the change in temperature are equal for Celsius and Kelvin. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa next problem. So, ito medyo mahaba-haba yung problem na to. So, please bear with me na lang now. So, how much heat is required to convert 200 grams of negative 25 degrees Celsius ice? So, ice papuntang 150 degrees Celsius steam. So, from ice to steam. Pero take note po, bago mangyari ang ice to steam, dadaan muna yan sa tubig or the liquid phase. Okay? Ayan. So, yung ating ano dito, mas is 200 grams. Okay? And yung ice natin, that is negative 25 degrees Celsius. Okay? Then, due to heat, marireach niya yung melting point natin or yung freezing point natin. So, 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? Then, due to heat, tataas yung temperature natin. So, marireach niya yung boiling point natin na 100 degrees Celsius. Then, due to heat ulit, marireach niya yung um, temperature na 150 degrees Celsius. So, ilang heat yung involved dito. So, we have your Q1. This is specific or sensible heat. There is a change in temperature or increase in temperature. Then, from ice to water, so meron na tayo ditong QL or latent heat. Latent heat. So, this is fusion. Okay? Then there is an increase ulit of temperature. So therefore, that's sensible heat. So Q2. So SH na lang ilagay ko, sensible heat. Then, marireach niya yung gaseous state, yung steam. So that is latent heat, no? So QL2. Latent heat, LH. So this is vaporization. Then, yung ating ano naman dito, tataas yung temperature na naman, sensible heat na naman yan, so Q3. Then marireach siya na yung 150 degrees Celsius. So ilan ang kukunin natin dito? So Q1, QL, Q2, QL2, Q3. So meaning 5. Okay? So therefore, yung total niyaan, pag-plusin-plusin lang natin. So that is so, Q1 plus QL1 plus Q2 plus QL2 plus Q3. Okay? So, ang gawin na lang natin dito, yung mass natin, i-convert natin sa kilogram. So, yung 200 grams natin, this is equal to 0.2 kilograms. Okay? So, isa-isahin na natin. So, Q1 is sensible heat, no? So, this is from 25 degrees Celsius magiging 0 degrees Celsius. Okay? There is a change in temperature. So, sensible heat. So, Q1 is equal to MCP delta T. And this is now equal to, so, 0.2 kilograms multiplied by your CP ng ice natin. So, since ice pa siya, ito yung gagamitin natin. So, that is now um, 2.09 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. So, this is for the CP ng ice. And this is multiplied by the change in temperature that is 0 minus negative 25 degrees Celsius. So therefore, what's now your Q1 equal to? So 0.2 times 2.09 times 25. And this is now equal to 10.45 kilojoule. So, okay na tong sensible heat natin. So, punta na tayo sa latent heat. So, since there is a change in phase, so that is from solid to liquid. So, latent heat yan. So, QL1 is equal to M times HF. And therefore, that is 0.2 multiplied by HF natin, that is equal to what? Okay, so kunin natin dito, heat of fusion. So that is 334 kilojoule per kilogram. So ito siya, no? Yan. So 334 kilojoule per kilogram. So therefore, this is now 0.2 times 334. This is now equal to 66.8 kilojoule. Okay, tapos na tayo sa heat of fusion. So, punta na tayo sa 0 to 100 degrees Celsius. So, that's your Q2. So, 0 to 100 degree Celsius. Sensible heat. Okay? So, therefore, Q2 now is equal to MCP delta T. So, this is water na. So, therefore, this is 0.2 kilogram multiplied by CP ng tubig. So that is 4.186 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius multiplied by 100 minus 0. So therefore, this is now zero point 0.2 times 4.186 times 100. So this is now equal to 83.72. Okay? Then also for your um latent heat na vaporization. So from liquid to gas. So QL2, so from liquid to gas or vapor. So this is your latent heat. Okay? So your QL2 now is equal to mass times the heat of vaporization. But what's your heat of vaporization ng tubig? So that is 2,257 kilojoule per kilogram. So this is now zero point 0.2 kilogram multiplied by 2,257 kilojoule per kilogram. So, sige, compute natin. So, zero point 0.2 times 2257. So, this is now equal to 451.4 kilojoule. Okay? So, tapos na tayo sa QL2. So, ano nang susunod dito? Okay, so yung change na ng temperature from 100 degrees Celsius to 150 degrees Celsius. So, that's your Q3. So, from 100 to 150. Okay? So, therefore, Q3 now is equal to MCP delta T since there is a change in temperature or sensible heat. So that is now equal to zero point 0.2 kilograms multiplied by, okay, yung CP ng steam. So ano ba ang CP ng steam dito? Ito. So that is 2.09 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. So 2.09 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius multiplied by the change in temperature. So that is 150 minus 100 degrees Celsius. So zero point 0.2 times 2.09 times 50. And this is now equal to 20.9 kilojoule. Okay? So, pagplasin na natin lahat ng to. So, medyo marami-rami siya. So, ito, at ito. So, therefore, QT now is equal to Q1, 10.45 plus QL1, 66.8 plus 83.72 plus 451.4 plus 20.9. So, ilang heat ang kailangan natin dito? So, medyo marami-rami na. So, this is now equal to 633.27. And this is kilojoule. Okay? So, this is letter. Okay, letter D. Okay? Next tayo. So, 55,000 gallons of water. So, meron daw tayong galon ng tubig. So, which is 55,000 gallons. So, volume to, no? Passes through a heat exchanger. So, ito, so papasok natin siya dito sa heat exchanger. So, therefore, iinitin natin yung tubig. Okay. And absorbs 28 million BTU. So, 28 times 10 raised to 6 BTU. So, the exit temperature is 110 degree Fahrenheit. So, meaning that's your final temperature na. Okay. Find the entrance temperature in degree Fahrenheit or yung initial temperature natin dito. Okay, so since there is a change in temperature, so ang gamitin na lang natin dito is sensible heat, SH. So that is now Q is equal to MCP delta T. So therefore, Q now is M. So pero binigyan tayo ng volume, no? So we need to change that into mass. Okay, so by using your um, density. Okay, so this is now equal to what? So 28 million is equal to M natin. So that is mass. Pero wala pa tayong mass. So that is now 55 thousand gallons. So multiply lang natin yan sa density ng tubig. So density ng tubig, so that is now 62.4 pound mass per cubic foot. So, i-move lang natin to doon pa ganito. Para kasya. So, multiplied by, okay, so hindi pa compatible yung gallon at saka feet. So, convert natin yan in 1 cubic foot. That is 7.48 gallons. Multiplied by CP ng tubig. So, that is 1 BTU per pound mass, degree Fahrenheit, multiplied by yung ating change in temperature. So that is 110 degree Fahrenheit minus Ti. So therefore, what's now your Ti equal to? So this is 28 million is equal to 55,000 times 62.4 divided by 7.48 times 1 times 110 minus x. Solve for x. So this is now equal to 48.97 degree Fahrenheit. And this is approximately equal to 49. Letter A. Next, let's move on to the next one. Number 26. What happened when there is a transition from liquid to solid state Okay, liquid to solid is solidification. Okay, so ano ba ang nawawala or nagkakameron dahil dito sa transition or change in state? So that is energy or in the form of heat. So this is a loss of heat or loss of energy. Okay? Okay? So punta na tayo next sa next topic. Okay, so eto na. First law of thermodynamics. So ano ba ang first law of thermodynamics? So energy neither created nor destroyed, only altered in form or it only changes in form. So when we say altered, nag-change lang yan. Ayan. For example, from chemical energy to electrical energy, from potential energy to kinetic energy. So there is a transformation of energy. And for any system, energy transfer is associated with mass crossing the control boundary, external work, or heat transfer across the boundary. And this is the first law of thermodynamics. Okay? So, your first law of thermodynamics is equal to what? Okay, so ito yung equation natin. Net change in the total energy that is equal to heat added is equal to work done. Okay? So, ito po siya, no? Ito yung kailangan nating tandaan. The net change in the total energy of a system is equal to the heat added in the system. Added ha, hindi heat rejected. Minus the work done by the system. Okay? So, ito yon. Work done by the system. So, sometimes yung delta E natin dito, this is also delta U. Or this is the internal energy. Okay? So, pakitandaan nyo yan. So, basic forms of energy. So, we have your potential energy and kinetic energy. So, ito, basic forms ito. Ito yung kailangan nating mga tandaan na energy kasi maraming forms ng energy eh. Okay? So, pero ito yung kadalasang lumalabas sa board exam. Okay, so we have your potential, stored energy that depends upon the relative position of various parts of a system. Okay? So take note po from the word relative position. Okay? So positioning ito. So wherein yung ating PE or potential energy is equal to mgh. So where m is the mass, g is the gravity, and h is the height of the object in reference with the datum line. Okay, so ibig sabihin, from the word datum line, may reference yan. And since height po ang pinag-uusapan dito, for example, nandito yung height ng object, so with a um, h altitude, so meron niyang potential energy. Now, kung i-compare natin yan sa mas mataas na object, let's say this is h1, so kung ano yung mas mataas, yun yung may mataas na potential energy. Dahil nga, ang nagbabago na dyan is yung height. There is a change in height. Okay? Kapag merong change ng height or nag-increase yung height, tataas rin yung potential energy. Okay? So, we have also your kinetic energy. So, kinetic energy is a form of energy that an object or a particle has by reason of its motion. So, Ke is equal to 1 half mv squared, where m is the mass and v is the velocity of the object. So, balikan ko lang tong potential energy dito. So, one good example of this is yung ating mga dam. Okay? So, ang ginagawa dyan, nagsistore sila ng tubig sa dam. So usually ang ginagawa nila dyan, mataas. Okay? Pinatataasan nila yung height ng dam para mas maraming energy ang ma-produce. Okay? So that's in a form of potential energy. Okay? So usually yung potential energy na yan from that stored energy, ginagawa nilang kinetic. Kino-convert into kinetic energy. Okay? So ginagawa nila by means of this height flowing down due to gravity. Okay? Yung mga waterfalls natin, di ba? Okay? So habang tataas yung height niya, so mas mataas yung potential energy and kapag magiging kinetic energy na yan, so yung velocity ng tubig na nagfo-flow or nagfo-fall, so mas mataas. Okay? So sige, let's move on to the next. So Victoria Falls in Africa is 122 meters in height. So H natin dito is 122 meters. Calculate the rise in temperature, delta T daw, if all the potential energy loss in the fall is converted to heat. So take note po, yung potential energy, i-convert daw natin sa heat. Okay, so therefore, PE now is equal to your Q or sensible heat. Okay, so therefore, PE is mass times gravity times height and this is equal to mCp delta T. So, ang magkakancel lang dito is yung mass since parehas yung mass ng falls, okay? Or yung mass ng water dun sa falls. So, therefore, this is now 9.81 meter per second squared multiplied by 122 meters is equal to 4.186 kilojoule per kilogram degree Kelvin times the change in temperature. So, ano mga magka-cancel dito? So, parang wala kayong makita mag-cancel, no? Pero take note lang po dito. So, i-ano natin to, expand natin to sa Newton. Okay? So, ano po ba ang kilojoule? So, that is kilonewton meter. And ano po ba ang kilonewton meter? So, this is now 10 raised to 3 Newton meter or that is kilogram meter per second squared. This is meter times meter. Okay? Yan. Ulitin ko. Ito, this is kilonewton meter. So, kinonvert lang natin siya sa 10 raised to 3 kilogram meter per second squared times meter. Okay? So, ano mga magka-cancel dyan? So, that is now mass tuloy. Meter. Ano pa? Okay, yung ating, ano dito? Meter pa dito na isa. Ano pa? Kilogram. Second squared. At ang matitira dito is your change in temperature, degree Kelvin. So, this is 9.81 times 122 is equal to 4.186 times 10 raised to 3 times x. So, solve for x. So, this is now 0.289. And this is now equal to letter A. Okay? Okay, so next tayo. So a 5-gram bullet is propelled by powder charge by producing 500 calories of usable energy. What is the bullet muzzle velocity? Take note po dito, no? So yung 5-gram bullet na yan, so that's the mass. So we have also the energy produced by propelling the bullet. Okay, so your Q now here is equal to 500 calories. So ngayon, ano daw yung muzzle velocity ng bullet? Okay? So take note po dito, so yung ating heat energy, so this is produced by the velocity. Okay? So since produced by the velocity yan, so that is your kinetic energy. Okay? Kasi nga, when we say kinetic energy, that is a form of energy that an object or a particle has by the reason of each motion. Okay, so motion. So therefore, this is now equal to KE. And therefore, Q now is equal to 1/2 mv squared. And this is now 500 calories is equal to 1/2 times the mass. So, gawin na lang natin tong SI, no? So, this is equal to 5/1000 kilograms multiplied by velocity. So, velocity, yan yung unknown, the quantity squared. But however, dito, hindi po compatible yung units natin. So, we need to convert this calorie into SI also. So, take note po. So, multiply lang natin yan sa 4.186 joule per 1 calorie. So, therefore, anong magka-cancel na dito? Calorie, calorie. Meron pa ba? So, wala na. Pero take note po dito, pwede pa nating e-expand yung joule natin. This is Newton meter. And yung Newton meter, that is kilogram meter per second squared multiplied by meter. Okay? So ano po ba ang magka-cancel pa dyan? Since na-expand na natin yung Newton meter na yan. So kilogram magka-cancel. Ano pa? So magiging meter squared per second squared. And since naka-velocity squared tayo dito, so i-square root na lang natin yan. Okay? So, solve natin siya. So, 4.186 times 500 times 2 divided by 5/1000. So, ito siya. Then, square root lang natin yan. Yan. So, therefore, this is now equal to V is equal to 914.99. 914.99 meters per second. And this is letter D. So, next tayo. Number 29. So, in a certain process, 500 calories of work or 500 calories of heat are supplied to a system. Take note po, supplied to a system, ibig sabihin papasok yung heat. Therefore, heat is added. So, Q added natin is equal to 500 calories. And at the same time, 100 joules of work are done by the system na to. So, work done by the system. So, this is now equal to 100 joules. What is the increase of the internal energy in the system? Okay, so take note po, increase internal energy is the first law of thermodynamics. So that is the net energy or the internal energy or increased internal energy is equal to Q minus W. Okay? So therefore, Q now, or sorry, U now, delta U is equal to heat added. So this is now 500 calories minus 100 joules. Pero yung 100 joules, hindi swak yan sa calories. So, we need to convert. So, this is now multiplied by 4.186 or baliktad, no? 1 calorie over 4.186 joules. So, para magka-cancel yung joules natin dito. So, therefore, ano ang sagot? So, that is equal to 476.11 calorie. Letter B. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa susunod, number 30. So, pero bago yan, so let us discuss first your steady flow equation. Okay, so your steady flow equation, this is used in an open system. So, malay nyo meron to sa quiz, no? Wala to sa lecture notes or wala to sa problem set, pero malay nyo meron sa quiz. Kasi nandito lahat ng mga energy na kinakailangan natin. So, we have your change or internal energy, this is U. Then your P, this is your pressure. V is your volume. KE is kinetic energy. PE is potential energy. Q is heat. And W is the work steady flow. Okay? So, ang ano lang dito, ang ginagamit lang natin dito is from the law of conservation of energy. Okay? So, energy in is equal to energy out. So, kung anong pumapasok na energy or yung initial, yun rin yung lalabas. So, therefore, U1 plus P1V1, so this is what we call your workflow. Okay, workflow. Plus kinetic energy 1 or initial kinetic energy plus PE or potential energy 1, initial potential energy plus your Q which is yung heat. This is equal to the final internal energy plus your final workflow plus kinetic energy 2 or final kinetic energy plus potential energy 2 plus the work steady flow. Okay, take note lang, if there is no available type of energy, assume it to be zero. So, magsisiro yan kapag walang sinabi sa problem. Okay? Okay. So, sige. Let's move on to the next. So, what is the change in internal energy or delta U given that your substance is air? Assume to ba ay an ideal gas cooled from 1,000 degree Fahrenheit to 200 degree Fahrenheit. So, yung initial temperature natin is 1,000 degree Fahrenheit and yung ating TF now is equal to 200 degree Fahrenheit. Okay? So, delta U yung tinatanong. And from your first law of thermodynamics, so there, delta U is equal to your Q minus W. Okay? So, since wala tayong work, we will assume this to be 0. So, therefore, delta U is equal to your Q. Kapag nag-equate ang delta U at saka yung Q, dito na yung papasok yung formula na MCV delta T. So, hindi siya or magkaiba siya sa um, MCP delta T. Okay? Kasi nga naka-equate na siya sa delta U. Okay? So where your M is your mass, CV is your constant volume na to. Kanina constant pressure, di ba? So dito constant volume, specific heat. And your delta T natin dito is the change in temperature. Take note po, CV ng air, paki-memorize ito. So this is now equal to 0.171 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit. Okay? So direct substitution lang to pero take note po, naka-per mass tayo kasi. So kapag yung ating um, ano dito is naka-per mass, so choices are per mass, so use your unit mass basis. So use unit mass basis. Where your M na dito is equal to 1. Pero unitless siya. So kapag naka-per mass yung choices, no? Tsaka nyo lang gagamitin yung unit mass basis. Okay? So therefore, delta U is equal to naka-per mass yung sagot. So therefore, we will use your unit mass basis 1 unitless multiplied by your CV. So that is 0.171 BTU per pound mass degree Fahrenheit multiplied by the change in temperature. So that is 200 minus 1,000 degree Fahrenheit. So ano mga magka-cancel? Degree Fahrenheit. So therefore, your delta U is equal to 1. So 0.171 times 200 minus 1,000. This is negative 136.8 BTU per pound mass. Or this is approximately equal to negative 140 BTU per pound mass. Okay, so therefore the answer is letter D. Okay, letter D. Okay, so next tayo. So, ito yung sa ano natin, no? Sa um, change in internal energy. Okay? So, next naman tayo. How about naman kapag um, enthalpy naman? Okay? So, dito papasok yung H natin. Sige, let's try to analyze number 31. So, air yung ating substance. And this is at 27 degrees Celsius. So, initial temperature, 27 degrees Celsius. And this is heated to a temperature, TF, final temperature, 927 degrees Celsius. So, find the change in enthalpy. When we say enthalpy, that is H. So, ano po ba ang enthalpy or H? So, this is the sum of internal pressure and workflow. So in symbols, so that is delta H is equal to delta U plus PV. So delta U is the internal energy and your PV, this is the workflow or pressure times volume. Okay? So heating air is a perfect gas, CP and CV constant. So CP is 1 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. And yung CV ng air is 0.718 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius. Meron ba sinabing workflow or pressure and volume? So wala, no? So therefore, so kung wala, so this is now zero. So no details. Kapag walang details about the workflow, isi-zero nyo yan. Okay? So therefore, your delta H is equal to your delta U and your delta H is equal to MCP delta T. Okay? And since naka per kilogram ulit tayo dito, so we will use your unit mass basis. Bakit unit mass basis? Kasi naka per kilogram. So your M now here is equal to 1. Okay? So delta H is equal to mass 1 multiplied by Cp. So that is 1 kilojoule per kilogram degree Celsius multiplied by change in temperature, that is 927 minus 27 degree Celsius. So this is now equal to what? So 1 times 1 times 900. So 900. Okay, 900 kilojoule per kilogram. And this is approximately equal to letter B. Okay? So next tayo, number 32. So given a steam pressure of, so meron tayong P that is 900 pound force per square foot, temperature T that is equal to 300 degree Fahrenheit, specific volume V, this is equal to 55.7 cubic foot per pound mass. If the specific enthalpy is 9,500 pound force feet per pound mass. So, yung ating specific enthalpy or H, pound force feet per pound mass. What is the internal energy of the system? So, ano daw yung ating H? So, take note lang, yung H ulit natin, that is the sum of your internal energy plus your workflow. Okay, may pressure tayo dito at volume kaya hindi yan magsisiro. Okay? So therefore, this is now 9,500 pound force feet per pound mass is equal to your U plus your PV. So this is now 900 pound force per square foot multiplied by your volume or specific volume, since may ano tayo dito, volume na unit. So this is now 5.7 pound cubic foot per pound mass. So tingnan lang natin kung swak yung units natin dito. So ano mga magka-cancel? So ito, square foot at saka square foot dito, kukuha tayo dito ng square foot. So, magtanggal tayo ng dalawa. So, may matitilang isa. So, swak na ba yung units natin? I think yes. So, ito siya, no? Parehas na sila. So, therefore, pwede natin yung pag-combining. So, therefore, delta U now is equal to 9,500 minus 900 times 5.7. And that is equal to 4,370 pound force feet per pound mass. Or that is approximately 4,400 pound force feet per pound mass. And this is now letter A. Okay, so next topic tayo. So we have your gas processes. So ito, gas processes, medyo marami-rami to. So hanggang polytropic processes to, di ba? So paki-memorize yung mga formulas natin dito. So kasi sa kada isang process, meron tayong siyam na formulas. Okay? So kung may maidadagdag pa man ako, so i-memorize rin yun. Okay, so we have the first process. So we have your isometric process, or this is your isochoric or isovolumetric process. And this is constant volume. Ang ginagamit natin load dyan is your Gay-Lussac's law kasi nga constant volume. Okay? So, ito yung formula natin for Gay-Lussac's law. So, recap na lang natin yan. So, for the non-flow work, so zero yung ating non-flow work kapag isometric kasi wala tayong volume change or there is no a change in volume. For steady flow work, so that is V times P1 minus P2 or that is V multiplied by delta P. Okay? Change in internal energy that is equal to delta U is equal to mcv delta T. Change in enthalpy that is delta H is equal to mcp delta T. And yung heat transfer natin, so this is from your first law of thermodynamics. And change in entropy, mcv ln of T2 over T1. Okay, so when we say entropy kasi, this is the disorder of molecules. And this is denoted as S. And your S is equal to heat or the energy over temperature. So mamaya natin i-discuss to ng mas in detail. Okay? So next, isobaric process or isopiastic process. So this is constant pressure. And ang gagamitin natin ditong law is the Charles law. Okay? So, steady workflow natin is zero kapag walang change in pressure. Pero take note po, dito kasi ang constant lang natin is pressure. Nagbabago yung volume. So, therefore, we can say that your work is equal to what? Work is equal to um, P times delta V. So, pwede rin natin gamitin ito. Okay? Na formula. So we have also the change in internal energy. That is now delta U is equal to mcv delta T. So parehas pa rin nung una natin kanina, no? And the change in enthalpy, mcp delta T. So that is delta H. Heat transfer from your um, first law of thermodynamics. So ito siya. So, paki-take note na lang. The change in entropy, so parehas rin kanina, pero napalitan lang dito ng P, Cp. So, this is for the isobaric process. So, walang formula. So, we have also isothermal process. So, kapag isothermal from the word thermal, meaning constant temperature. And ang law na gagamitin natin dyan is Boyle's law. So, ito yung formula natin. And the work non-flow is this. So, P1 V1 times ln of V2 over V1 or MRT times ln of V2 over V1. Okay? So, change in internal energy. So, since wala tayong change ng temperature, zero yung ating change in internal energy and the change in enthalpy, zero rin. So, since there is no change in temperature. Okay? And for the change in entropy, so that is mR times ln of V2 over V1. So for your isentropic process or adiabatic process, so constant entropy naman to. Okay? And take note po from the word adiabatic meaning no heat transfer. Okay? So ang ginagamit natin ditong law is combined gas law. So ito yon. And also, ang ating ano dito, ang pinaka kailangan nating formula dito is ito. So, P1 V1 raised to K, that is equal to P2 V2 raised to K, where your K is the specific heat ratio or that is Cp over Cv. Okay? So, take note lang K ng air. Paki-memorize that is 1.4. So, usually yan kasi yung binibigay air. So for your volume versus temperature, ito yung formula natin. And also for the temperature versus the pressure, ito yung formula natin. So, paki-memorize na lang to, no? Ayan. Then ito. Okay? So, ito yung relationship ng R, CP at saka V or CV. So, your CP is equal to CV plus R. Okay? So, sabi nga natin kanina, so this is constant pressure, specific heat, ito constant volume, specific heat, and your R here is the gas constant. Or pwede rin natin gamitin ito. Okay, K times CV is equal to CB plus R. Since your K is equal to CP over CV. Okay? And lastly, for the polytropic process, dito wala ng constant. Okay? So, ito na yung ano natin dito. The relationship. P1 V1 raised to N is equal to P2 V2 raised to N. Okay, where your N is your um, polytropic constant. Okay? So, paki-take note itong mga to. Okay? Medyo marami-rami. Hanggang H ulit yaan. So, i-discuss ko na to. So, general equation for the thermodynamic curve. Okay? So, yung PV raised to N is equal to constant natin. Okay? If your N is equal to 0, isobaric process yan. Kasi yung P mo magiging constant. Okay? So, if N is equal to 1, isothermal. Kasi nga, PV raised to 1 is equal to constant. PV is constant lang. So, isothermal. Isentropic, so PV raised to K is constant. So, kung meron na siyang value, polytropic na yon. So, kung N is infinity, so P raised to raised to infinity or PV raised to infinity is equal to constant. Yung B yung ano dito, the dominate. So, V is equal to constant. Okay? So, paki-take note ito. So, meron pa ba? Sige. Punta na tayo sa next problem, which is number 33. So, ito number 33, may mali dito, no? So, basahin na lang muna natin. So, an ideal gas, and this is at STP. So, at STP, so yung ating temperature dito is 0 degrees Celsius. Ang ating pressure dito is 1 atmosphere, or that is 101.325 kPa. And this is occupies a volume that is equal to 22.4 liters. So while absorbing heat from the surroundings, so ito yung troubleshoot natin. Dagdagan ito ng close and open parenthesis ng 23 point, or sorry, 23. 2.53 I should say. So 2.53 kilojoules. Okay, so yan yung na heat added in the system. So your Q is 2.53 kilojoules. So the gas isobarically expands. So isobaric siya. So from 22.4 to, so V2, that is equal to 32.4 liters. What is the change in the internal energy of the gas, or yung ating delta U? So take note po, ang internal energy from the first law of thermodynamics, that is delta U is equal to Q minus the work done by the system. Pero ano po ba ang work done by the system natin dito? Okay, so since that is isobaric, so balikan natin yung mga equations natin dito and nagbago yung volume. So ito yung gagamitin natin. Work is P times delta V. So work is equal to P times delta V, and P times V2 minus V1. Okay, so sige, ayusin natin. So, W now is equal to 101.325 kilonewton per cubic meter multiplied by 32.4 minus 22.4 liters pero hindi pa compatible yung mga units natin. So, we need to convert. Okay, so take note po in 1 cubic meter that is 1,000 liters. Parang may mali tayo dito, no? Yung KPA natin. So, ano bang KPA? So, that is kilonewton per meter squared. So, ito, meter squared dapat ito. Ayan. So, sige. Ano mga magka-cancel? Liter, liter, cubic meters. Dito, magka-cancel yung square meter dyan. So, matitira kilonewton meter. So, which is a unit for kilojoules. So, ilang kilojoules tayo meron dito? So, 101.325 times 32.4 minus 22.4 divided by 1,000. So, this is equal to 1.01325. Okay? So, pwede na ba natin kunin yung delta U? Yes. So, therefore, delta U is equal to Q minus W and this is equal to 2.53 kilojoule minus 1.01325 kilojoule. So, 2.53 minus answer. That is 1.516. 1.516 75 kilojoules. And this is approximately letter A. Okay? So, next tayo, number 34. So, a refrigeration system produces 150 BTU per pound mass of cooling. So, that's your. Okay, so actually this is a power plant problem na. So this is what we call your heating value. Okay? So heating value. Heating value or this is denoted as H. Okay? So this is energy over mass. Okay? Heating value is 150 BTU per pound mass. So in order to have a rating of 1 ton of refrigeration, so yung ating power is 1 refrigeration ton or RT. What must be the flow rate or yung mass flow rate natin to freeze a 1 ton of ice in a day? Okay? So take note po ulit, a refrigeration ton is a ano no, power unit no. So nasa na 'yon? So ito 'yon. Okay? So this is also equal to 12,000 BTU per hour. So ano daw yung ating mass flow rate na gagamitin to obtain 1 ton of refrigeration? Okay? So meron tayong formula na kailangan dito. So from your power plant engineering, so that is power is equal to the mass flow rate times yung heating value. So M dot is the mass flow rate and yung ating H is the heating value and yung ating P, this is the power. So, paki-memorize ulit to. Okay? So, therefore, this is now 12,000 BTU per hour is equal to the mass flow rate multiplied by the heating value 1,000 or 150 BTU per pound mass. So, ano mga magka-cancel? Okay, yung BTU, BTU, Ito, aakyat dito sa taas. So therefore, the mass flow rate now is the mass per unit time. Inbound mass per hour. So ilan yan? So 12,000 divided by 150. So this is now equal to 80 pound mass per hour. Letter A. Okay, so punta na tayo sa next topic. So we have your gas cycle. So when we say gas cycle, so that is it is produced by different gas processes, or so it consists of different gas processes. Okay? So, and the first gas cycle that we are going to tackle is about their Carnot cycle. Okay? So, your Carnot cycle is the most efficient hypothetical cycle which is composed of four reversible process. When we say reversible, pwede siyang magbali-baliktad. Okay? Or magbalik sa dati niyang itsura. Okay? So, we have your two isothermal process and two adiabatic processes. Okay? So, take note po dito, sabi nga natin, since that is the most efficient hypothetical cycle, so the maximum theoretical efficiency is attained by the Carnot engine only. Only. So, yan yung pinakamataas na efficiency. So, marami kasi tayong klase ng cycle. We have your Brighton cycle, Otto cycle, three-process cycle. Okay, so and Rankine cycle and whatsoever. Okay, so ito yung pinaka-efficient or yung pinaka-ideal sa lahat ng mga systems natin or cycles. Okay, for your efficiency, ito yung ating formula. So, engine or turbine, ito. So, 1 minus TL over TH. Okay, so for an engine. So, where your TL is the low temperature and TH is the high temperature. Pero take note, may in-specify na unit and that is for absolute temperature only or Kelvin or Rankine lang. So kung naka-Celsius yan or Fahrenheit, i-convert mo muna sa Kelvin or Rankine. Okay? So for the refrigeration naman, magbabaliktad lang kasi iba naman yung refrigerator. Babaliktad yung process dyan. So kapag refrigerator, magbabaliktad rin yung formula. Okay? So your efficiency now is equal to TH over TL minus 1. So, wherein, yun pa rin, low temperature yung ating TL and your TH is high temperature and it is only in absolute temperature. Okay? So, yan yung mga kakailanganin natin. And ito, kadalasan lumalabas sa board exam kasi madali nga lang naman. Okay? So, sige. I-diretsuin na natin to yung sa mga susunod pa na topics dito. So we have your refrigeration or pumps. Okay, so usually efficiency siya in terms of efficiency, pero ang pinaka-the best kasi for refrigerators or pumps, this is in terms of coefficient of performance. Okay? So, na-measure mo kung gaano ka-effective ang refrigerator or pump mo in terms of coefficient of performance or COP. Whereas yung COP natin, that is 1 over efficiency or that is your Q loss or yung rejected by the system all over W in. So this is the work input. Ito naman, Q loss or this is heat rejected. Okay? So paki-memorize to, malay nyo na sa quiz. Okay? So sige, yan na lang muna no for the Carnot cycle. Number 35. So a Carnot engine operates between, so yung TL natin is 800-degree Rankine and TH is 1,000 Rankine. So ano daw yung thermal efficiency? Take note po, this is an engine. So kapag engine, ang gagamitin nating formula is yung na una. So that is 1 minus TL over TH. So efficiency is equal to 1 minus TL over TH. And this is now equal to 1 minus TL. So okay naman na yung temperature natin, absolute temperatures. So this is now 1 minus 800 all over 1,000. So this is now equal to what? 1 minus 800 over 1,000. And this is now equal to zero point 0.2 or this is equal to 20%. Letter A. Okay. Next, number 36. So, a Carnot machine operates between the hot reservoir. So, yung ating pH that is 200 degrees Celsius and your low temperature or cold reservoir that is 20 degrees Celsius. When operated as an engine siya, so it receives 1,000 kilojoules per kilogram. So this is your heat added in an engine. So 1,000 kilojoules per kilogram. So find the coefficient of performance daw, COP, when used as a refrigerator. Kapag ginawa mo siyang ref or refrigerator, ano yung COP niya? So take note po, COP is equal to 1 over efficiency is equal to Q loss over W in. Okay? But since as a refrigerator siya, so therefore efficiency now is equal to what? Okay? Tingnan natin yung formula. So that is TH over TL minus 1 for refrigerator. So TH over TL minus 1. Okay, take note po, ito absolute. So anong gagawin natin dito sa dalawang to? Okay, plus 273. So this is now 200 plus 273 over 20 plus 273 minus 1. So this is now 200 plus 273 over 20 plus 273 minus 1. So 0.614 pero kailangan natin yang i-reciprocal. So that is 1 all over 0.614. So erase to negative 1 lang natin yan para makuha natin yung COP. So this is now equal to 1.63. Okay? 1.63. And this is letter B. Okay? So next tayo. Next type of cycle. So we have your auto cycle. So hindi ko na i-discuss sa inyo yung mga iba't ibang klase ng cycle kasi pang mechanical engineering na siya. Okay? So ano lang natin dito yung basics, no? Okay? So we have your auto cycle. Efficiency ng auto cycle that is equal to 1 minus 1 all over R raised to K minus 1. Where your eta here or yung N is the efficiency. We have also compression ratio, that's your R, or that is P1 over P2. And your K, that's your specific heat ratio. So for air ulit, Ang K ng air is 1.4. Okay? So, sige, discuss na natin to. What is the efficiency of an Otto cycle? So, Otto cycle tayo. Efficiency yung hinahanap. So, given that your compression ratio or R is equal to 6 is to 1 or 6 over 1. The gas used is air. So, eta now is equal to 1 minus 1 all over R raised to K minus 1. So, since air, K is equal to 1.4. So, that is now 1 minus 1 all over 6 over 1 raised to K, which is 1.4 minus 1. So, sige. Gawin natin siya. So, therefore, this is now 0.512. And this is letter C. Okay? So, next tayo. Number 38. An ethyl alcohol vaporizes at its boiling point. So, yung ating temperature dito is 78 degrees Celsius with a latent heat of vaporization of 100 um, kilojoules per kilogram. So, HB. That is 100 kilojoule per kilogram. So, paki-troubleshoot to, kulang yung problem natin. So, and has mass of 0.25 kilograms. Determine the change in entropy. So, hanapin daw natin yung entropy. So, take note po, change in entropy or entropy, this is the disorder of molecules in a system. Okay? Or that is Q over P. Where your Q is the heat and yung ating T, this is the temperature. So, unfortunately, wala pa tayong heat dito. So, ang gamitin na lang nating heat dito since meron tayong latent heat is the latent heat. Okay? So, therefore, Q now is equal to, or QL is equal to M times HV. So, this is now 0.25 kilograms multiplied by 100 kilojoule per kilogram. So, ilan na to? 0.25 times 100. So, this is equal to 25 kilojoules. So, pwede na natin kunin yung S. So, S now is equal to 25 kilojoules over T. Okay? So, yung T natin dito dapat naka-absolute. Okay? So, that is 78 plus 273 Kelvin. So, ilan na to? So, 25 divided by 78 plus 273. The answer is 0.071 kilojoule per Kelvin. Or, kung gagawin natin yung joule, so times 1,000 lang natin yan. So, this is now 71 joule per kilo, Kelvin. Okay? So, pakitanggal lang yung kilo dito. So, therefore, that's the answer. Letter B. Okay? So, next tayo. Number 39. So, we have 2 pounds of air. So, mass is 2 pounds. Take note, air tayo. So, initially at 60 psi. So, yung ating pressure is equal to um 60 PSIA and yung ating temperature is 600 degree Fahrenheit. Expands isentropically. So isentropic process. And yung temperature natin dito is equal to 200 degree Fahrenheit. So meron tayong initial na 600, then final temperature is 200 degree Fahrenheit. So now, compute the work done by the gas or yung work natin dito. So for an isentropic process, so balikan natin yung gas cycles natin. Isentropic, ang work done natin is dalawa yung formula natin dyan. So pwedeng ito, pwede rin to. But since wala tayong final pressure dun sa problem natin, ang gamitin na lang natin dito is ito. So MRT2 minus T1 all over 1 minus K. So W is equal to MR times T2 minus T1 all over 1 minus K. Okay, so therefore this is now equal to what? So 2 pound mass multiplied by your R. So that is 1545 pound force feet per pound mass degree Rankine. Divide lang tayo dito ng 29 multiplied by 200 minus 600 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. All over or sige ano yun na natin. Dito, yung 200 minus 600 dito, since this is change, no? Change in degree Fahrenheit is equal to the change in degree Rankine. So, magiging Rankine na to. So, para hindi na tayo maguluhan mamaya. So, yan na yon. All over 1 minus K. So, 1 minus 1.4. So, kasi air. So, W now is equal to what? So, 2 multiplied by 1545. Ulitin ko na lang. So, 2 multiplied by 1545 divided by 29 multiplied by the quantity. 200 minus 600 all over 1 minus 1.4. So, this is now equal to 106,551.72.724. So, anong unit natin dito? So, pound mass, cancel, pound mass, degree Rankine. So, ang unit natin is your pound force feet. Pero ang kailangan natin dito is naka-BTU. So, therefore, i-convert pa natin yan. So, in 1 BTU, this is equal to 778 pound force feet. So, divided by 778. So, this is now equal to 136.956 BTU. And this is letter D. Okay? So lastly, last problem, number 40. A compression ratio of an ideal air Otto cycle is 6 is to 1. Okay? So yung V1 over V2 daw is 6 is to 1. 6 over 1. And yung ating P sub 1 is 14.7 psia. T sub 1 is 68 degree Fahrenheit. So find the pressure and temperature at the state number 2. Okay? So hanapin daw natin yung P2 at saka yung T2. Take note po, this is an Otto cycle. For state 1 to 2, ang ating process dito for an Otto cycle, this is an isentropic compression. Okay? So, kaya, ang ating gagawin dito is that, gamitin na lang natin yung P1V1 raised to K is equal to P2V2 raised to K. Kasi isentropic na, no? Okay? So, therefore, this is now equal to what? Okay? So, since meron tayong V1 over V2 dito na ratio, so iyan na lang natin to. Ayusin natin dito na may maglalabas ng V1 over V2. Okay, so divide natin both sides by P1 and ano pa, divide natin both sides by V2 raised to K. So para mag-cancel sino? So P1, ano pa? So yung V2 at saka yung V2 raised to K. So therefore, V1 over V2 raised to K, yung dalawang yan, is equal to P2 over V1. Okay? So i-group lang natin siya. So this will be what? V1 over V2, which is your compression ratio, raised to K. This is equal to P2V over P1. Okay? So therefore, this is now 6 raised to K, which is 1.4, is equal to P2 over P1. But what is your P1? So that's 14.7 psia. So therefore, P2 now is equal to what? So 6 raised to 1.4 multiplied by 14.7. So that is 180.6 psia. Okay? So okay na tayo sa P2. So dalawa yung may 180 dito or tatlo. Okay? So, pero kunin pa natin yung T2, no? Okay? So since this is isentropic process, so we will use your combined gas law. Okay? So that is P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. Okay? So palabasin ulit natin yung V1 over V2 that is equal to 6 dito. Okay? So multiply natin both sides by ano? 1 over V2. So therefore, this is now equal to what? So P1 V1 over T1 times V2 is equal to P2 over T2. Okay, so meron na tayo ditong V1 over V2. So therefore, this is now equal to what? This is now equal to 14.7 psia multiplied by 6 is to 1 all over T1. So that is 68 degree Fahrenheit. So plus natin siya ng 460 para maging Rankine. So is equal to P2. So that is 180.6 psia all over T2. So makukuha natin yung T2 natin in degree Rankine. So this is now 14.7 times 6 all over 68 plus 460 is equal to 180.6 divided by x. So, chief solve for x. That is 1081.14 degree Rankine. So, therefore, the answer is 180.6 PSIE and 1081.14 Rankine. Letter A. Okay, so that ends your thermodynamics lecture. So, I hope na you can do better in the midterm exam. Okay, so, or your quiz sa susunod na linggo. Okay, so God bless everybody.